Hello, thank you everybody for listening to us talk. We want to thank Alan, TADHack, and of course all the sponsors for giving us tools, gift money to use their resources and build just something different. So it's exciting to see what we could come up with just in a weekend. What we came up with is CallNection. So first we're going to tell you about what the problem is, how we decided we wanted to solve it, and then give you a little bit of demonstration. So dating nowadays is all about your physical looks. It really has nothing to do with how you connect with somebody. It's more or less, oh, that person looks cool, no, that person is ugly. You just swipe them away. So somebody that you might have a great connection with, somebody that you might really bond with perfectly, might just not like your dog and say, no, don't want to talk to that person. So we wanted to come up with a way to sort of eliminate the physical aspect of dating and make it more of a connection, more of a bonding experience. So we came up with what we call CallNection. So we're going to take the old-fashioned phone calls and add sort of a modern twist to it. I'm sure some of you guys might remember the old days being a teenager up on the phone till 12 o'clock at night talking about whatever just pops up, the whole, no, you hang up first. No, you hang up first. Yeah. But those were really good memories, and it was nice to just talk to somebody and learn about their lives and get to know who they are instead of judging them by the second you see them. So that's something that really interests us, and we wanted to build something that would sort of bring that back. We wanted to connect people through words instead of through pictures. So we're going to talk a little bit about how it works, and then we're going to give you a demonstration. So first thing with CallNection is everything's anonymous. You don't have to download an app and sign up for a bunch of permissions. You don't have to go to a website, fill out pages of information about yourself. We don't even want your email, which is crazy these days, but we don't want it. We have 5 questions for you, and then we can make you a connection. So we're going to go through that. We're going to use Harold as our example. I don't know why, I just liked you, so we're using you. So we're going to say Harold is starting to date again, and he wants to be somebody have like a meaningful, conversation with them, have a good connection. He doesn't want to just be, chosen because of his body, So what Harold's going to do is he's either going to call our phone number or he's going to text our phone number, and that's going to start his profile his process. With a profile, we have 5 questions for you. First thing, you're going to get, your first text is going to be sort of a welcome, like, thank you for choosing CallNection. What's your name? What do you want to be called? So just, Eric or Harold, for example. The next question is going to be, what's your age? What's your zip code? What gender are you? And what gender would you like to talk to? We want to make sure we get you sorted to the right people. After that, that's all we need. We just need those 5 questions from you, and we can start connecting to people. So we're going to start to give you a demonstration. So once you get done texting, you get this number. The 225-800-1080 is our call number. You'll get, after you get done giving all your information, you'll get a text that says, call whenever you want. You could call 12 o'clock at night, you can call right now. So we're going to sort of give that demonstration. So, oh yeah, where's that mic?
Welcome to CallNection. Looking up your profile. Hello, Harold. You are a 32-year-old man looking for a female near Orlando. Please I'll be finding you a match. Your CallNection was found. Please wait while I connect you to Peach. Hi, this is Peach. Is that Harold?
Hi, Peach. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you, Harold. How are you today?
You're creepy. I'm hanging up on you now. So, all right, that's it. So that's Garrett's over in another room. He's our Peach. So that sort of shows that it's taking the information we got from you, connecting you to somebody that's sort of in the same area, the same age. If you're looking for a female, it's connecting to a female, and you just start the conversation. You can start talking about who you are, where you're from, and I don't know anything about Peach besides her name is Peach. Don't know anything about her. But you can do this as much as you want, whenever you want, so the more you do it, maybe you'll find somebody you have a really good bond with, and like Mario, you'll find your Peach, and you'll find the person that you really like. So Garrett's going to talk, or Peach is going to talk a little bit about what we did to make this happen.
Sarah? Cool. All right. How about that for the demo that worked? That's good. Okay, so now it's time to talk a little bit about the back end of this system. We built this using a real-time database on Google Firebase. That manages sort of all of the log of their calls, log of the users, all the user profiles are on Firebase. From there, we have to connect obviously to the phone because this is strictly a phone-based system. So Flowroute we used for your wonderful SMS forwarding and intercepting, sending tools. We built a really slick message bus basically where we can create messages in Firebase and it automatically sends them through Flowroute. So we don't have to do any sort of SMS work whenever we want to send an SMS. So nice. Also, our primary phone number that we use is through Flowroute. We forward that onto our second API, which is the API Days API. So on our API Days number, this is where we're actually connecting the call, putting you through that logic chain. And that's, I think, really magic happens here, is where we can put you on hold, find you a match from the available people who are also on hold, and then put you into a conference room. So let's go through a little bit about how that works. When you call CallNection, the first thing that happens is you get that welcome message. It says, we're looking up your profile. Meanwhile, it's going through the back end trying to figure out who you are. Hopefully you have a profile. If you don't, it's going to hang up and ask you to create one through text message. If you do have a profile, then it promotes you into the matching queue, which is basically just a big waiting room, which is sort of a loop that continues. Actually, it used to play some music, but the music's having some trouble. But it says, all right, we're looking for a match for you. There's X people in the queue with you right now. And maybe those people weren't good matches because they weren't looking for the same gender that you were, and vice versa. Eventually, somebody is going to join the queue that is a match for you, and it's going to match you against your gender. That's a hard match. And then also your age differences and your location difference. And we have an algorithm that sort of matches you to the closest age and location. You'll see later that we have some ideas for other ways to do that matching that perhaps use the other API with the phone score, which would be pretty neat. Finally, once you find the match, you will both be moved into a private conference room that nobody else is able to join. So you can talk to each other as long as you want, and once you're done, you're done. You can hang up and go on with your life. Maybe rejoin the queue and find somebody else to talk to. And that's basically it. There's a lot more, obviously, that's going on in Firebase, so if you're interested in sort of how this really works in the back end, I'd be happy to walk you through that later. But for now, I'll hand you off to Vincent for the future steps.
Yeah, so as Garrett was saying earlier, we have an algorithm for the age and location preference, but we can definitely fine-tune that. So if you're looking for someone locally in your area that's around your age group, you want to match with someone like that as opposed to someone in California that's maybe twice your age, you want to definitely have your preferences set for that state. As Garrett was saying earlier, for phone score through Telesign, when you call in through their service, you can check kind of the status of their phone number, like what is kind of like their score overall, like it goes through a couple different parameters saying like, okay, has this phone number recently been stated as of the last few months? What has this person paid their bills on time? That kind of thing. So that's definitely something to go moving forward to match users that have similar scores. And since since for this service as well, we don't have any after surveys to conduct to see whether or not kind of like how well the call matching actually occurred, and also just for potential reporting issues. Let's say if you have someone that's calling in and they've been kind of rated poorly by many users, we definitely want to have a feature to analyze that. Another feature that we want to add is the topic of the day. So as you heard earlier, when Peach called into Harold, or Harold called into Peach, there really wasn't a icebreaker to kind of bridge the conversation. You just got connected right away. So we want to actually play like a soundbite right when the call gets connected to say, hey, talk about the weather today, or talk about your favorite food, and that kind of would act as an icebreaker for really just starting the conversation. Another feature I want to add is video WebRTC through API days. So once you get a better connection from one person to another, and you want to move to the next level, and you want to actually have face-to-face time, that's kind of the next point in time. And I'll bring it over to German.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright, which is the one to go forward? Or is this one?
No.
Alright guys, so monetization. A big part of what we spent thinking about yesterday was how can we make money with this, right? So we're thinking it was going to cost. We're thinking about charging maybe a monthly fee. That way there's like a barrier to entry. Plus we still make money whether they use the system daily or not. And if a person uses the system every single day for 1 hour, it only costs us $9 a month. So we're thinking maybe like charging $10 a month per person as a flat fee, or we can charge per hour. Otherwise, we can also license this out to different dating services, such as eHarmony or Tinder. And another part of this technology that can also be worked into is a way to match, like for example, like experts with people, right? Like a distributed call center, which was one of the other ideas we had. So the basis of a call center type thing is there. It's just a matter of also just tweaking the matchmaking algorithm and maybe adding like this is an expert in this category and this person's looking for that. So that's very easily extendable. So yeah, that's it for CallNection.
Yeah, so thank you. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. Go for it.
Also, I really like this idea. It reminds me of like an Omegle, but like with like the phone.
Yeah.
Yes.
Is there any way for you for Harold to like have Peach's number if he wanted to talk to her again?
Well, we thought, so when we first came up with the idea, we thought about doing something like a speed dial. You could save certain people you like talking to, but we realized most people would just say, oh, my phone number is blah, blah, blah. So we sort of leave it up to the user to, if they feel comfortable enough to, if Peach wants to give Harold his number, she can do that. But we like the idea of maybe storing it so you can contact back the person you would like to talk to. Yeah, we sort of got the idea from like chat roulette, but just with the phone. We like that concept as well.
Any other questions?
And it's active. So call the number, set up a profile, talk to people, go to our website. Even if you're not looking to meet somebody, you can go and just talk to somebody. We did it last night with like 12 people in a room or something. Yeah. It was pretty interesting.
Yeah, so for Hugh's 3-hour drive back, it'd be perfect.
Oh yeah, you can kill somebody. And that's actually one theory we thought of as like just therapy. People have anxiety and stuff like that, and they want to reach out and just talk to somebody. Just talking sometimes really helps. So it's a good time waster, but you get to meet people.
Do you have one more question?
So more than 2 people can be in a chat room?
Not currently. When we were testing it, we just kept on throwing people in there. That was sort of like our phone roulette idea. We were thinking of just like, you have a bunch of people in a room and just see what happens. But we were like, yeah, let's just start with 2 people talking.
Yeah, we kind of thought about like message board kind of thing. Like if you do a party room with, we're going to talk about sports today or something.
Yeah.
And just call up and talk to people about your sports team.
Cool.
Who knows?
Excellent. Well done, guys. Excellent.